Alright. Oh, hang on, we got the wrong thing going. Here we go. Alright. So today, oh, gotta pull it down here. We are starting out with a little Jeskai Flash in Historic. Deck we played yesterday on stream. But we're gonna play it in best of three today. This is the sideboard that I put together. I don't really know a lot about the format, but I just kind of figured we could start here and see what we find from here. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump in and see what we can find here. Traditional, historic, ranked, Jeskai Flash. Here's to hoping that it functions pretty well in best of three. I didn't even know you played Arena. Yeah, man, I play Arena every now and again. It's not like my favorite thing in the world, but I play it every now and again. Yeah, we'll keep this. It's a good aggressive hand with some backup counter magic. Our opponent starts on 6. We're gonna need to draw some lands here. You should put this together in paper for Pioneer so I can play it. Well, I don't have any of this stuff, man. Like, I don't know that I have any of the stuff for this deck. I think I have the land base, but that's about it. Alright, we need to draw lands deck. Anytime would be great. If we could draw another land, that'd be awesome. We could really get. That's why I said put it together. Yeah, if I had a bunch of money laying around. You know, I might actually considering that they banned Teferi. Get him for 4. Play our land and say go. Hold up Syncopate here. I'm hoping that they have a bunch of black in removal. We can make it work, yeah. I'm hoping that they have a bunch of black removal that they just can't play because of Knight of Grace. It's a card that people, I feel like, have just forgotten about. I mean, to be fair, I had forgotten about the card. Other than the mythics, I think I have almost the whole deck other than the lands. So yeah, other than the mythics, like other than like the biggest part of the deck, yeah. I'm pretty sure this is like mythics the deck. Like Aurelia, Teferi, Lyra, like crash in for 6 here. And then there might have been some argument to holding up Syncopate there, Syncopate, because Extinction Event here is a blowout, but you choose a non-land, non-creature card. 3/6. The Shalai is just lethal because I played a black permanent because it's for 8. Okay, cool. So I'm not really sure what we want against this deck. Sultai Yorion. I mean, if I had to guess, we want Disdainful Stroke. Clarion seems bad. Try it like that. I guess. Bring in the Disputes, bring in the Disdainful Strokes, take out Sillaways and Clarions. Yeah, let's try it. Um, this hand seems fine. We don't have a red land in our hand, but we also don't have any red spells, so this hand's also a little dependent on us drawing some lands, but no Omen of the Sea there. I'm pretty surprised. Put Yorion into your hand. Alright, and this is probably where we concede. Not really sure if there's a right choice to discard here, but alright. Not drawing lands there was pretty rough. They just kind of got a free win there. I think we're just going to run it back and hope we draw lands. Not having lands was pretty bad there. Yeah, I'll play first. Yeah, we'll keep this just based off what happened last game. Hey, thanks for the cheer. I appreciate it. We'll play Clifftop Retreat just to make them think that they have it. I appreciate you doing that, baby. Probably a removal spell inbound. Okay. I'm gonna hold the Triumph here just to cycle it in case we need to. I always think it's funny that people fetch at the end of the turn with their Fabled Passage when it comes into play untapped. Okay. We're gonna see what they do, and then we're gonna flash in Wrath Capuchin here at the end of the turn. Two to the top. That's not good. Put Yorion into your hand. Okay. All right. We're going to shock this in case we get lucky enough to actually syncopate something. Uh, Now we're having the opposite problem that we had last game. We went from not being able to draw any lands to drawing all of our lands. Hey, Bryson, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it, buddy. Oh, yeah, auto pay. We're just gonna say go here. We didn't play our land because we can technically hold up around. Uh, Feels like this game might be over off the back of the ultimatum. He can just have. I'm pretty sure he can cast, yeah, Tibalt, which is kind of frustrating. A Valky card has created a lot of problems. Opponent controls, they don't untap. Hmm. I mean, this one feels over, but we're gonna try and see what we can do here. And then they get to take an extra turn right here. Yeah, okay. Alright. Concession inbound. Well, not a great start, especially considering that we had got, they kind of just got a free game from us game two there. We missed our third land drop two or three turns in a row and we conceded, so it was a little rough to go out like that, but that's okay. I think if he would have had to have tapped out the turn that he used his Bring the Old Gods or Born of the Old Gods or whatever that card's called, I think we would have been able to win that game. And we'll go first. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. This hand seems fine. Land base is a little slow, but they're in there for a reason. Our opponent's debating whether they should mulligan or not. I always wondered how people get like the dogs and stuff like that. Like how people get pets when they're playing like on Arena. I've always wondered how that works out. Does anybody know in the chat how that works? How people get like the dog or whatever? Oh, if I click on it, it looks confused. That's interesting. Huh. You have to buy the season passes? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, definitely not doing that. Alright, our opponent's either really in the tank here or something. I Oh, here we go. Cool. Um, so I think we're gonna play the retreat here in hopes that we can syncopate something, or if he taps his goose, you can get it for season pass or there in the shop. Okay, I got you. That makes sense. All right. We're just gonna keep holding up syncopate for one or seal away here. I think we're just gonna wait and use the syncopate. This feels like Jun food, but or is this just red green something? All right. We're just gonna keep saying go here. I mean, creating food will not win you the game, so. Auto pay. This is a really sweet turn here. Yeah, I can pull up the deck list after this, man. We're just untap 2 Triomes here. Having Seal away here is really good. Because if he plays something and tries to attack our Teferi, we can actually just Seal away whatever he uses. Okay. Stomp our Teferi. There's nothing we can do about that. Lightning Strike our Teferi. Okay. Nothing we can do about that. This feels like, I don't know, like Gruul aggro, I guess. We're just going to get both of our creatures down here. Submit 0. Yeah, I'll pull up the deck list after this, Bryson, if you give me after this game's over. I've never like really took the time to put like that deck list app thing on my stream. Probably should have at some point, but I've never taken the time to do it, so we have our last Triumph that we can cycle if we need it, and we have removal spells. Um, Depending on what they do here, our best play might be to... Alright. Um, that's a good draw. Um, we can hold up Syncopate or play Wrath Capuchin. We're not going to Syncopate that. We can seal away that later. Plus, we don't have to take any damage from it, which is really nice. Actually, just going to take one here. Normally, I'd think that it would be uh, worth the block, but if he has a Stomp there, it's really bad for us. He may just have a Lightning Strike in his hand. It may not matter. No? Okay. We're going to attack for 3. Yep. We'll play our land. We'd really like a Lyra, Aurelia, Shalai, something we could flash in here to make something pretty good. Stomp us. Okay. Probably should have considered syncopating that there. because we stopped that from really doing anything. Seal away, target the giant. Yep, we go to 14. Gonna play our Resplendent Angel. We can actually have, yep, eat our stuff. Unfortunately, we weren't able to syncopate the Scavenging Ooze, even if we wanted to, so. He knows a counterspell is the last card in our hand. When we get to just start gaining 5 life a turn and making other blockers if he doesn't have a removal spell for our Angel here, so. Yep. Having a removal spell for that's really good. This means we really get to crash in for a lot here. Yep, no blocks. We'll go to 10. We get to play our Knight. So we get to have a blocker, and we get to make a 4/4 token that blocks, which is really good because we can throw our token in front of anything, and it can't actually block the, and it doesn't actually lose. Okay. I was going to say doesn't lose to the, Scavenging Ooze, but. Yep. We'll take 5 here. No blocks there. Interesting. Now both of our creatures are lethal in the air. We're going to double block here. Take 5, go to 5, and then we have 2 lethal attackers in the air. We still have 2 lethal attackers in the air. Aurelia is really good here. It just pushes us over the top. And unless he has like a removal spell here or something. Maybe he has a lightning strike in his hand. No? Okay. Or I guess maybe he still does have lightning strike in his hand. He doesn't have something to do. He's just dead here. He has to have a way to deal with one of the tokens. Or one of the creatures. Oh, okay. I guess he can gain life here. Okay. We can throw the token in front of an ooze and we can double block the other one. Because he only has 1 creature in the yard that he can eat. There's only 1 creature he can eat. Yeah, so we throw the Angel token in front of the 5/5. We throw the 2 Knight of Graces in front of the Scavenging Ooze, and it ends up working out that way. think our opponent's realizing that they have no way out here. All right, that worked out kind of nicely. Cards that seem really good in this matchup include Magma Spray, Justice Strike, Settle the Wreckage. Deafening Clarion seems really good in this matchup. I don't really think we want Disdainful Stroke. We're on the draw. We'll cut Syncopates. Cut a Teferi. Cut a Wrath. Yeah, I like it. Let's try it like this. Bunch of removal spells. Up a game against Gruul aggro here. You know, and honestly, that's like my favorite thing to play against when I'm playing decks is like against other aggro decks. I've just played so much aggro, like in the time I've been playing Magic, that like I just understand what they're trying to do so well. All right, Water, you're being difficult. So our hand's a little light on lands, but we have 2 removal spells and we have plenty of action to throw in front of things. So I think this is a good hand. We'll keep this. The Silo and the Justice Strike make this hand worth it. We'll leave on Sacred Foundry tapped. We need to draw some lands here for this hand to be good, but there's 24 in our deck, so I don't really see that being a problem. Mind Stone, okay. We're gonna go ahead and get our Knight into play here, because if we draw a land, we can play History of Benalia, and well, if we draw an untapped land, we could draw a Triome here. Chandra, okay, that's pretty good. Probably debating whether they even want a minus on this, honestly. Yeah, add mana, stomp this. Like that dog. Foretell a card. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what that could be. We're gonna run out of History Benalia here. History Benalia Knight of Grace is Goblin tokens, maybe? What do you mean Goblin tokens? Like something he, like, foretold, maybe? I don't... The only red Foretell card I know of is that 1 mana deal 4 to something. 5 mana, this looks like a Nissa. Yeah, no blocks. We'll take 3 here. Kill his land. And then we're going to try to get Chandra off the field here. Okay. So we have to beat Anissa. And next turn we have Aurelia into hopefully Lyra. Whenever a permanent you control, you may draw a card. Okay. That's pretty good. Man, and our 4/3s can't even attack into that. That's actually a pretty solid card here. So I think we're just going to hold up Magma Spray here. Let's see what he does here. So we can actually, okay, we can Magma Spray this. We lose one of our knights, but that's okay. He gets to draw a card, which is fine. And then after we get that off the field, we get to seal away his land. So we're kind of forcing him to just beat us with the Nissa, which we can beat over time, we know, because of our Lyra. So we're not... Could be Quakebringer. I don't even know what Quakebringer is, man. I'm going to have to look that one up. Quakebringer MTG. Your opponents can't gain life at the beginning of your upkeep. Deals 2 damage to each opponent. This ability triggers only is on the battlefield or is in your graveyard and you control a giant. Okay. Card seems pretty good. It definitely could be that card. If he doesn't have a land here, I mean, he's kind of just SOL just because he can't really play anything. This sounds a little crazy, but I think the best play, like the best draw in our deck right here is the Triome, because if we hit the Triome, we can play Aurelia plus attack Nissa, and then we can untap, play Stomp our Knight with a green floating. Okay. And Lightning Strike our dude. Okay. Three. I'm trying to think if Aurelia or Shalai is better here. Thoughts, suggestions, comments, concerns? I don't really know what is better here. We'll run out Shalai because yeah, Shalai, okay. It blocks the lands here. If he wants to -8 and get all of his forests, I'm okay with that. He either has to have a land in his hand or he has to play his giant before combat, which I'm okay with. Protects you from burn, blocks lands, and Aurelia gives it a bonus next turn. Yeah, that's true. Plays Mind Stone and then goes and gets for any number of forest cards. They don't have to be basic forest. He can get Stomping Grounds here too and stuff. Okay. So you got lots of lands now. I mean, yeah, like, Now we get to crash in for 5, and we get to have 2 blockers back. Hopefully we draw an untapped land here. We'd really like to get our Lyra on the field. We can get to start gaining a ton of life. Nissa, okay. Okay, play the Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. I mean, like, okay, like, sure. You have to have a Stomp here. Nothing has reach, right? So I think since we have Settle the Wreckage here, we can... just attack for 8 here, and then we have lethal on the board. It kind of... Why not kill Nissa? Because killing Nissa doesn't really, like, add to our game plan here. Um, we're either going to get to... We're going to get to settle, or we're not here. I was like, I don't really see the point in killing Nissa. We're turning it into they have to have a way to kill one of our things or we win here. Yeah. I like Settle the Wreckage back in the day when it was in the deck, and I really like it now. Settle the Wreckage in this deck's insane. Pull up the deck list here. Remember Bryson asked about that. Oh, decks. Jeskai Flash. This is kind of what we're looking at here. Um, it's just a lot of value. My only thought is it leaves them in a top deck or die situation either way. If we kill Nissa, yeah, I guess that's true. I guess like in my head, like my thought process was okay. Like either way, we get to. I snipped it. Oh, okay, cool. My thought process was that like either way here, they either attack for lethal and we settle the wreckage them, or they don't attack for lethal and we can like do whatever we need to. But either way, they're having to put something in front of our blockers or we win the game. All right. So we're 1-1 with our deck here. All right. This hand's good. I like this hand. It's a little slow, but if they're playing, yeah, they're playing Yorion, so us having a slow hand is okay. And plus, all of our stuff being able to play at instant speed is also really good with Wrath Capuchin. So, for anybody who missed it last night, we qualified for the Mana Trader Series last night. It's Pioneer this month, so we'll be playing the last weekend of the month. We'll be playing in that, so be sure to come by and hang out with us that Saturday, and hopefully that Sunday if we do well. Guys, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by and hanging out this morning. I appreciate it. If you get a chance, hit that follow button. I'd appreciate it. It really helps me out. If you ever miss anything you want to check out or see anywhere else, you can always find everything that I do on YouTube at AgroBlaze96. Is that the blue-green? Okay. Sultai Yorion. Is that a thing? Deck plan? I'm going to be honest. I'm not really sure what I plan on playing. I considered playing Orzhov Auras or just playing main phase Omen of the Sea, okay? Or playing just Burn. I'm not really sure what I want to play yet though. The week before we'll probably do like a lot of testing, run a few leagues, um, and see what we'd like to play, see what feels good. So we'll kind of leave that one up in the air. But yeah, Orzhov Auras is definitely at the top of the list. I'm a big fan of that deck. Might run that Orzhov Humans deck, honestly. That deck is really good. I really like that deck a lot. Kite Sail Freebooter and Fatal Push in the main and the Access to Thoughtseize in the side feels really good. I imagine they're Sultai. We haven't seen anything that's not blue or green yet. They could just be Simic Yorion, I guess. Yeah, there it is. Put Yorion into your hand. We'd really like to draw a land here. Against anything Sultai, the Knight of Grace is really good. Like just that hexproof from black is really solid. We really need to draw an untapped land here. We were kind of hoping we'd draw like a Resplendent Angel or a History of Benalia or something to do. Or even draw a land, just so we don't have to sweat drawing one next turn. Okay, 4-color Yorion. Charming Prince. Okay. 2 to the bottom. Alright, not drawing a land there is not what we wanted. Syncopate's pretty good, though, because I imagine if we get lucky, they'll tap out for their Yorion next turn. We kept 3 lands on the draw. I kind of figured we would draw a 4th one. There's 24 lands in our deck, so not drawing lands has been a common theme between last night and today. Maybe there should be a 25th land. Maybe we cut something for a 25th land. I'm not really sure. We could play another basic. That's something else we could do. We're only playing the 2 planes right now, so see what our opponent does. Hopefully they tap out for their Yorion here. That would be the dream because we could syncopate that. Or just honestly kind of anything that we could syncopate here. I imagine in some way that they're trying to find lands here. They omen during their turn to make sure that they got to do it after seeing the Triumph from us. And then they also... So, I think we're just going to counter this here. Gonti's a good card. I kind of forgot Gonti existed, if I'm being honest. It's not a land, but History of Benalia is not bad to help us try and win the race here, so... And if we had hit lands on curve here, we would be super far ahead. Even if we would have just hit a 4th land on curve. Oath of Kaya, sure. That's right. We can't do this yet. I always forget you gotta click to the damage thing. We could play an island instead of just another plains if we wanted to run another basic. I'm trying to figure out what we cut for a 25th land. Because we're not really playing that many 5-drops. Like, the curve isn't that high. I feel like 24 lands for our deck is pretty good. Yorion, they get to bounce Oath of Kaya. I figured they would have bounced their Charming Prince here too and scryed. Kind of surprised. They could have scryed 2 and then Omen of this and then Omen of the Seed. They can't. It's just exile any number of non-land permanents. Yeah, I don't. It's kind of weird. Um, I think we're gonna play Teferi. I'm not sure if it's better to plus or minus here. Part of me wants to get the Yorion off the field. Yeah, we'll just get the Yorion off the field here so that we have a clear path for our attackers. Plus, if they get rid of it, we have a backup Teferi, so... One top, one bottom. They're going to draw their Yorion, I'm sure. Um, we'll just say go here. We'll flash in Wrath at the end of the turn. That's not good. Probably going to get busy here if I had to guess, yeah. Sack Omen in the Sea to get a 4-drop. Skyclave Apparition seems pretty good. Yep. Flash in Ref Capuchin. Say go here. Yep, Trial of Ambition. Yep. We'll sack that. We'll flash in our other Raf Capuchin. Walk here. Take 4. We get a 2-2 out of this. Get rid of our token. Sack Trial of Ambition. Get a creature. Skyclave Apparition kind of be a blowout here. Yep. It's not looking good for you, boy. At least force him to attack it. And we don't have anything we could do here, but You choose a non-creature, non-land. Take Deafening Clarion, okay. Honestly, if I was them, I'd probably just attack me for 6 and ignore Teferi, honestly. Yeah. Oh, Oath of me, Oath-Akai me. Yep. Okay. Oh well. All right. Game 2 here. We want Disdainful Stroke. We want Mystical Dispute. Clarion seem okay, like not great. Silhouettes seem not great. We'll try it this way. Yeah, we'll just try it this way. This hand seems really good. Okay. I have a lot of questions about what just happened, but we take the free ones. We don't argue, we take the free ones. We're just gonna run it back here. Seems like the best way to do that. Alright, our opponent obviously had to leave or something because they just conceded for no reason, so. Alright, sweet. You take the free ones. Take the free ones. So, there might be some consideration to playing a 25th land. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm not a super big fan of playing a 25th land here. I mean, 24 seems like I was like 24 seems like a good solid number here. Do you guys think a 25th is worth it for what we're trying to curve out with? I don't know. We're just gonna keep trying it the way that it is. 24 land seems right. Um, I'm also a person to try and cut a land from decks, so I like to try and find that like perfect greedy area where I can play as few lands as possible and still hit my curve consistently. This hand's good. We'll keep this. The Triumph has really helped the mana base a lot in this deck. Notably something I didn't have when we played it in standard, so lead on Triumph here. Drawing a Syncopate or a Silhouette would be alright. That's also a good one. We're gonna play this just to like make them think that we're playing something. Mountain and Aluris and a Swamp. Oh, it's Rakdos Arcanist. Okay. We're just gonna play History Benalia here. I don't see a need to run out the Clarion just yet, and then next turn we can play our Shalai, followed by Lyra, and we have a pretty aggressive curve here. So I wonder if mono white aggro is any good in this format. Okay, double Spikefield Hazard it. Okay. It's one way to get rid of a token, that's for sure. We'll go to 19. Is that the red-black pathway? Another one? Okay. Okay. Shalai's pretty solid here. We can follow this up with Lyra. And putting Luris into their hand is pretty solid for us. Means they don't really have anything to do. Play Lyra. Get in with everybody. We go back to 19 here. The best part is that Clarion doesn't even sweep up most of our creatures, so... Okay. Their hand must be pretty interesting if they're just running out Luras here. Running our Teferi plus. Play our Triome. Untap our Triomes. We could be representing... I didn't get all the land base in the snip. Rip. Oh. I can like full screen it for you after this. Alright, cool. So... This seems like a good Magma Spray matchup. This Ferocidon seems pretty decent here. Does it? It doesn't, it doesn't. Maybe Ferocidon's not really a good sideboard card. Yeah, you bet, man. Actually, here. This is the whole deck list right here. Can you do this and it still show us the sideboard? No, you can't, can you? Okay, never mind. I was going to do it right there, but... Magma Spray is really good here. Teferi seems not great in this matchup. Cut a Teferi, cut a Syncopate. Try this, yeah. I like this. Syncopate's not generally great on the draw, but we'll leave in some number just to try and help us like smooth out our curve. This hand seems fine. A lot of shock lands, but that's okay. Duress? Joke's on you, buddy. Drawing Night of Grace here is really good. Really helps us fill out our curve. We're going to shock here to play Night of Grace. And then depending on what they do this turn, we have Deafening Clarion or we have Resplendent Angel at the ready. Whatever's needed. Yep, you get our Deafening Clarion. Yep, definitely going to block. I do not fear you, Dreadhorde Arcanist. I mean, Spikefield Hazard here would be a blowout, but there's nothing we can really do about that. Play this. Magma Spray is pretty good here. Really helps deal with Lurrus and keep things out of their graveyard. Magma Spray unfortunately doesn't deal with Dreadhorde Arcanist, but that's okay. Okay. Alright, alright. Well, we take those. We take the free concessions there. That's kind of the thing about this deck is like once it gets like ahead like this, like 1 or 2 turns of like you not being able to like interact and keep me off the board, like the game's just kind of over with. Let's pull up the full land base here for Bryson. This is what the whole deck looks like here. Pull everything up so you guys can see what we're working with, what we're doing here. The lands could be changed a little bit, I'm sure. If we felt like there was something that needed to be different. Maybe we're playing too many shock lands. Yeah, you bet, man. Happy to pull it up so you can look at it there. Maybe there needs to be like more check lands so we take less damage. I really just don't want one of those hands where we have a bunch of check lands and all of our lands come into play tapped. That happened to me a couple times in Standard, so trying to avoid that if possible. We'll go first. This hand's great. We need to draw another white source here, but it shouldn't be a problem. Playing against goblins. First strike here is pretty good against the old goblin deck, but the annoying part about goblins is that they can really just have like a turn out of nowhere where they just kind of like go off. Yep, Wily Goblin, sure. They can have 3 mana here if they want to. Again, we're just kind of hoping to draw an untapped land. We're gonna play our other Knight of Grace, play our Sulphur Falls, and say go. Hopefully we draw an untapped land. Question is if we draw an untapped land, are we holding up Wrath Capuchin or are we playing Shalai? Goblin Matron. Put it into your hand. I imagine it's Muxus. Cost 6. Yeah, they can definitely put it into play. Why Clarion and not Anger of the Gods? Well, Anger of the Gods wasn't in Standard when I ran this deck last time, but actually that doesn't seem bad. Running Anger of the Gods over Clarion actually seems a lot better. So yeah, let's try that. We can definitely try that. The annoying part here is we can't even play our Shalai because of our land base. We weren't able to hit double white here. I mean, the Krinko, okay. Feels like hard we're losing this game here. Yep. All right, no double white killed us, and not hitting a 4th land on curve killed us. So we want Magma Spray, we want Settle the Wreckage, we want Justice Strike. Leaving a couple Syncopates, I guess. Take out. Leaving a Teferi just as like backup kind of thing. Wrath Capuchin doesn't seem great. They don't really have removal spells, I don't think, so we'll cut a Shalai. We'll try to run it like this. Oh, and one of the reasons we were running Clarion originally, also it was great because it gave lifelink, because it swept up a lot of aggro draws, but also didn't kill a lot of your stuff, so actually wasn't bad for that reason. We don't have blue mana, but our hand's really good here, so we're going to keep this and see what happens. We're just going to lead on Clifftop Retreat. Play our Sacred Foundry tapped. Say go. We'd really like to draw a blue source. Okay, search for a goblin. Aurelia would be really good right here. Scarred Prospector, okay. A blue source is also really good. And from here, we're holding up Syncopate or Settle the Wreckage the rest of the game, which is really good. Having a threat and removal splash counter spells is really what this deck's about, so. Auto pay. Crash in. He'll probably block here if I had to guess. Matron's already served its purpose. He doesn't really need it, so... mentoring here is going to be really good. Yep, Muxus is really good. I mean, you can attack in, but I'm going to kill all your stuff, so... this feels like we're in a pretty good spot here. We're going to use this so that we can mentor. And we're getting in for 7, and we're going to hold up Settle the Wreckage the rest of the way here. There's just not a reason not to. Settle the Wreckage prevents us from losing the game here. Next turn, if we draw an untapped land, we can actually, depending on what they do here, we can Clarion and then History Benalia, because we'll have a 4/4 Knight. Yeah, make a few tokens. What does Phyrexian Tower do? Sacrifice a creature, add double black mana? 3, 4, 5. So you could do it. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's like if you're wanting to attack with your stuff this way, then okay. We're just going to take this opportunity to seal away the Krinko. This is at the end of his turn, so I don't know what he's doing with that red, but we're just going to mentor again and hold up Settle the Wreckage here. We would have liked to have drawn an untapped land there. Yep, take 4, go to 8. If we could Clarion and play History Benalia, yeah, I would do that this turn, but we can't play both spells. Yep, Krinko, sure. He's probably going to try to like have a combo turn this turn. Try to go off. If I had to imagine anyway. He's got 7 tokens. Start sacking those to put Muxus into play. If I had to guess. I don't know a lot about this Goblins deck, if I'm being honest. I don't play a lot of Historic, so... Okay. That's a lot of damage. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do this because... so we get to Settle the Wreckage here, and then we get to untap and Clarion for both modes, which sweeps their entire board, which gives us 8 points, so... this sweeps their board, and then we get to attack for 8. Alright, cool. Okay. So again, wonder what that noise was. I really think some number of syncopates is okay. We really want to just draw a sweeper here. Yeah, syncopated like in some number is okay because it allows us to take them off like kilter a little bit here. This appears to be mono red goblins. I know that people were like playing like a white splash and a black splash for a while. I always felt like playing Thalia in this deck or playing Thoughtseize in the sideboard of goblins would be awesome if you could do it. I don't know enough about the deck to know how to make that work, but that would be really cool. I think I really like. Is Thalia even legal in this format? This hand's phenomenal. We have a sweeper on 3 and a sweeper on 4, so as long as we don't die like super fast, this hand will be good. We're gonna lead on Sacred Foundry here. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and do this now, just so they can't have a dumb turn. I just don't want them to be able to have some kind of like crazy dumb turn with Skirt Prospector. Is that how you say that card? Yeah, Skirt Prospector. I mean, unless you're gonna like shock me or something, dude, there's nothing you can do with your mana. Wily Goblin, okay. Play that tap, say go. I just always click both modes because I've like clicked on the wrong mode on accident before, so if I can get away with it, I always just click both modes there just to be safe. And the next turn we can just like play our Glacial Fortress and hold up Wrath Capuchin here, which feels pretty good. Shatter Skull Smashing actually doesn't seem like a bad card to play in this deck either. Yeah, play this, they go. Holding up Wrath Capuchin and Settle the Wreckage here feels pretty good. So, yep. And if they just attack here, we're just gonna throw out our Capuchin and hop in front of the Chieftain. Take 2, go to 12. Yep. Play our Angel, attack for 3. We have Silhouette if we need it. We have a blocker and Silhouette. I know we're not holding up Settle the Wreckage here, but we'd really like to draw like a Shalai or a Lyra or something that we could flash in if we needed to. +1/+1 and have haste and cost 1 less. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he could play Muxus here. That's not good. Well, hopefully we don't lose this turn. As long as we don't lose this turn, we're okay. Puts a Muxus into his hand, okay. I mean, we're taking quite a bit here. I think we're going to hold the land in case we decide we want to cycle it here. We're just going to try and put the pressure on because we can attack for 6 here and hold up Settle the Wreckage. And then we can... We get to attack
Yeah, attack for 6, put you to 8. Hold up, settle the wreckage, and then next turn we have lethal in the air because we can just pump our... Yep, make a bunch of goblins. And then we have triple white to untap and just pump our Resplendent Angel and get in for exactly 8. So, attack for... Yep, okay, cool. Is there an option to turn off the animations in Arena? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I've never tried. Um, I've never tried to turn off the animations, so I'm really not sure if I'm being entirely honest here. Um, I'm kind of curious now that you brought it up. So you know what? Like, let's look. Refilled our water. All right. We'll play one or two more of the Jeskai Flash deck here, and then we're gonna flop, and then we're gonna flip over and play some mono red and historic. This list that I've been working on, list that I've been tuning a little bit and trying. So, this hand's a little slow, but I like it. I feel like I'm a little. I feel like I lean more towards having lands and not having lands because I've not been drawing them. So having History Benalia, drawing History Benalia is a really good draw. I'll take Brawler. Okay. Hopefully we draw Clarion next. I think we'll hold that to cycle it in case we need to, because we have 5 lands in our hand short of the Triome there that we can use. So, yep, our opponent's gonna get in for 7. Having a hopefully there's no like questing beast in our future or another Gruul Spellbreaker, but honestly be kind of backbreaking. We're gonna soak up as much damage as we can here. Oh, that's a blowout. I think that's game. Man, I don't know what we're like drawn to Wrath of God here. Another land, Chief called. That ain't it. All right. It's a quick game 1 there. Our hand was kind of slow against Gruul aggro, and we paid the price for it. We're going to bring in Magma Spray, Justice Strike, and settle the wreckage. Cut it to Fairy, cut a couple Syncopates. Spellbreaker turns off Settle. Yeah, that's true. Spellbreaker does turn off Settle, which isn't great, but we'll have to try and keep it off of the field so that we can do that. I still think it's worth having here. Cut a Wrath Capuchin. Cut another Teferi. Guess cut a Resplendent Angel. This hand's great. Lead on the Hallowed Fountain tapped. 3 removal spells and a Knight of Grace seems pretty good. They probably think we're just on like, I don't know, like some kind of Jeskai control with History Benalia or something, if I had to guess. Smells like a Llanowar Elf. Pelt Collector, it's also not bad. We're just going to go ahead and run out our Knight here. We're just going to say go and hold up Magma Spray here. Um, Having 2 Night of Grace is really good. Allows us to like really hop in front of stuff if we need to, so... Yeah, we're just going to keep running out our cards here. Feels pretty good. No attacks. We're just going to keep blocking. 4 power first strike's pretty good. Having 2 removal spells left in our hand is also pretty solid. Yeah, you got Embercleave Road all over you, man. I'm not falling for it. Embercleave the Spellbreaker, I imagine. We'll take 10, then we'll get to seal away it. And then we get to crash in here for 6. And then we have seal away, and then hopefully we draw an untapped land to play our Lyra here. So, feels like an okay spot for game 2 here. Alright, Spellbreaker's annoying. If you could stop drawing those, that'd be great. Justice Strike was a good draw there. It was a really good draw. And even if he blocks, he's dead, so... Girl Spellbreaker is going to be annoying in this matchup. I would say we could just play Wrath of God in our deck, but we really want to have Settle the Wreckage over Wrath of God because we want to keep our stuff on the field. It's a one-sided Wrath that really works out for us. I think we'll leave it this way and hope we draw well again, so... Our opponent has probably a better idea of what we're up to now, after seeing our play there, so... I really like this hand. It's a lot of shocking here, a lot of damage on our lands, but having the Clarion into Shalai, like Wrath Capuchin Shalai, like antics feels really good. So we're going to keep this. Play this tapped, then we'll play our Steam Bins tapped, unless we draw something we want to do. This is the one thing about our deck that's like not entirely great, is that we're forced to shock in a lot. There's a possibility that we should just be on more... yeah, we're just going to hold up Silhouette, and then we have Clarion next turn if we need it. Cast our Silhouette. Now, the only problem with Silhouette in this matchup is that there is a good chance they have ways to beat our Silhouette, like Thrashing Brontodon or whatever enchantment removal people run in this format. I don't know a lot about this format, honestly, so... I think we're just going to run this out here, and then play our Steam Bins tapped, and then we have Wrath Capuchin / Shalai next turn, so this seems pretty good. I'd like to save the Clarion to get a few things here if we can, honestly. Hoping to dodge a Questing Beast here. Bone Crusher Giant's fine. Like, it's not great, but it's fine. Yeah, we go to 16 here. We'll just kind of take the value here of sweeping up 2 threats, and then we'll say go. Hopefully we can draw like a Justice Strike or a Justice Strike would be really good. Clarion's also pretty good. I think we're just going to throw our Wrath Capuchin in front of this. Hopefully there's no Embercleave here. That's the only way we really get blown out. Feels like our opponent's hand is pretty bad. Play this tapped, run it our Shalai, say go. Depending on what they draw here in the next like 1 to 2 turns, or really in the next like couple draw steps here, it feels like we're in a pretty commanding position here. Shadow Skull Smashing, we get rid of our Shalai, would be pretty bad for us. Yep. Just going to keep playing our lands. Burning Tree Emissary, okay. I imagine the last card in their land is either a removal spell or a land here. Going into maintenance soon. Looks like we're going to be flipping to Moto. We're just going to say go here. Next turn, if they don't have a removal spell here, we can pump our Resplendent Angel. Yep, okay, cool. Entering maintenance soon. Well, we've pushed up from Plat 4 at the beginning of the day to Plat 3 playing our deck. So the deck's felt pretty solid here. Well, we were going to play some mono red and historic, but this has taken over the maintenance thing here. Deck feels really good. I really like the way it plays. I don't really know what I'd change, honestly. The whole package like feels really solid. Deck feels just feels great, honestly. We're gonna take a couple minute break here and get set up. We're gonna find since they're getting ready to have maintenance, we're gonna find something to play on Moto, and then we'll come back in a few minutes and we'll play some